President Recep Tayyip Erdogan was also welcomed by Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Presidential Palace welcomed Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, President of Egypt, at the Presidential Palace in the New Cairo building. He is welcoming Erdogan. With Erdogan's arrival, I think probably all the leaders have completed the developments. Last but not least, President Erdogan is expected to arrive, and a panel discussion is planned before the meeting starts. Leaders will discuss Palestine, Lebanon, on their issues, and they are expected to deliver important messages. A family photo is planned to follow. After the family photo, Palestine and Lebanon, in particular, leaders who will be attending the session. The leaders are very important in this session to be organized on Palestine and Lebanon. When each leader comes to the presidential palace, they sign the memory book, the book of remembrance in the presidential palace. Iranian President Pezeshkian had just sat there and signed that memorial book a little bit. Yeah, I guess this is the place to talk about. This is the new administrative center of Egypt, which is considered as the new Cairo. Now Egypt's main public institutions, government offices, many areas will move to this new Cairo, to the area that you are seeing on your screens right now. Here, the Egyptian state will be governed. The population density in Old Cairo, or more central Cairo, is over 40 million. The total population of Egypt is 100 million. 40 million of them are in Cairo. As such, traffic congestion here has reached a serious level. Living conditions have become a serious problem, at least with the relocation of government offices to the far side of the city, to the outer part of the city. This, at least the chaos in central Cairo, is planned to be avoided at some point. This traffic congestion, the density of people is also expected to decrease. Government offices, the presidential palace, ministry buildings, and many public institutions are also in this area, which is now on your screens. This will be the new building of the presidential palace, or the presidential palace. The meeting to be held here is also very important in this respect. It has already been 2 or 3 years since this place became fully operational. At the moment, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan by Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is being welcomed. Sisi was waiting for all his guests and invited guests, and he showed his hospitality by welcoming them at the door, by talking to them and taking care of them one-on-one. Right now, President Erdogan has entered the main hall. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi is now facing President Erdogan. The two leaders exchange greetings. Egypt and Turkey are two very important actors in the region, both in terms of the Palestinian issue and the Lebanese issue. President Erdogan is now and with his arrival at the summit, all the leaders and all the incoming leaders have already taken their places. We anticipate that no leader will come after this. All the leaders are now here in the hall. This is the presidential palace of the presidency, the Egyptian presidential palace. In this presidential palace in Yeni Caire, an important meeting will take place. The D8 Leaders Summit is taking place, and President Erdogan he is taking part in this meeting. We can say that Abdel Fattah el-Sisi specifically requested President Erdogan to attend. We have also received information from sources that he wants to see President Erdogan here because these problems The troubles are seriously important. President Erdogan is having a conversation with Pezeshkian. Right behind him, Palestinian Prime Minister Mahmoud Abbas is currently in a meeting to attend the DV8 Leaders Summit. Malaysia and Indonesia, their president is at that point right now. I see the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Shahbaz Sharif, right now. Pakistan is a country that has good relations with President Erdogan and Turkey. Shahbaz Sharif also shook hands with President Erdogan, with all leaders. President Erdogan exchanged greetings. A few minutes later, here are the leaders in this new presidential palace, the new presidential palace in Cairo, to discuss important issues. This is the new capital of Egypt hosting the DV8 Leaders Summit. The DV8 Leaders Summit will take place today. We are now minutes away from the meeting. As of yesterday, Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan was here. Hakan Fidan is among the names accompanying President Erdogan again today. He has held important meetings since yesterday. He met with his Egyptian counterpart. He held a meeting with the leaders and foreign ministers of the participating countries. And now the leaders are in Egypt. The messages to be conveyed from here are important. We expect a strong message against Israel's expansionist and occupying policies, at least by President Erdogan, because Israel occupied Syria, occupied the Golan Heights. This is what is happening in a state vacuum. At the same time, its attacks on Lebanon are still ongoing. In fact, even the attacks of October 7th marked the beginning of a new year. In these attacks, Israel also targeted Egypt. It targeted the Rafah border crossing in Egypt. Soldiers were wounded there. Israel's aggression. Let's look at the expansionist, occupationist policies. Will it come out? This is the aim of the leaders. The message that will come out of this meeting is important, and the Syrian issue is one of the issues that cannot be left unaddressed after this meeting.